Surviving Sister Wives contains adult content that may not be suitable for Latter-day Saints or sinners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Sister Wives.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and we're back with Almost Married, Chapter 5. June want to explain this?
Yeah, this is pages 70 through 85, and I think you have to say it legally. June want to explain this? I think that's how you have to do that.
I hate the stupid chapters where they have to incorporate the months.
Monthly puns. That's what's going on here. Yes, and we're ramping it up. It's always an interrogation, though. There's always a question at the end. There's something that's involved.
I just feel like for somebody who clearly does not lack creativity, the names of the chapters are leaving me wanting a little bit.
Yeah, like we didn't workshop this enough.
Mm-mm.
There's probably a couple other people, but that is a lonely group chat to be in between Sam and Lindsay.
Not a lot of feedback.
Not a lot of feedback. The haptic
original feedback.
Echo chamber is what it really ends up being more than anything, definitely.
Last week we had the Tiger King back tat.
Yes. I called for help twice.
And then we had Mary getting H. pylori, which you guys let us know in the comments that we need to educate ourselves.
I'm not a doctor.
On the bacteria that is H. pylori and the dangers that lurk in it.
I know not to mess with this stuff. Yeah, I just equated it with everything that I know about E. coli, and I was like, okay, that's all I need to know. Don't mess with that. Don't let it get in your mouth, you know?
We had some insight to family therapy, which is going to come up again this chapter.
Yes.
And Twitter documenting their love story all throughout the month of May.
Basically, that was what it was exclusively used for. Yeah, it was just an open love note journal, letter, open communique between Mary and Sam. They didn't care. They just wanted to shout it from the rooftops. They're in love, and they don't care who knows it unless it's Cody or someone from the family or someone related to the family, near adjacent.
Or somebody who works at a tabloid.
Friend of, or, other people. So we really shifted away from that. Because in May, very carefree, very open, very nonchalant about the approach there. And then June, we got to tighten it up a little bit here. Button it up.
Got to tighten it up.
Tighten it up. Well, yeah, because we learned about internet trolls.
They don't use their real names. They're out here saying mean things about people.
They don't use real names or real photos.
And Sam is very insulted by that.
The catfish takes that personally. Yeah, that's very upsetting. Mostly because their lie reflects that lie as well. I think the other part of it, too, is it's just a weird way of saying, oh, I call them trolls. Nobody else does. This is like my thing. Like I called them. People on the internet. Yeah. Who are mean and bullies. I call them trolls because that's what they do. They just have nothing else better to do with their lives but make people miserable.
So they're having a really hard time now because they were able to live their lives out in the open, and now the internet trolls are catching on to them. And they're sending messages to Robin on Facebook about these tweets that they're seeing from Mary and Sam.
Right. Yeah, these Facebook groups, the fan pages, the people are active and aware. They're seeing what's going on. They're tracking the online behaviors that are taking place here. It's a little suspicious. And it's getting hard to just keep explaining this away as, oh, this is my online Twitter friend, Sam. Even though we're saying all these really strange, cryptic things to each other on Twitter that could be interpreted probably in a couple different ways. So it's hard to just keep telling people, oh yeah, this is my friend, my online friend from Oklahoma.
Who I talk to every single day.
Yes, incessantly.
All day.
Need to. I need to talk to Sam. Otherwise, I'm going to burst into flames. Like, I'm not going to be able to take it anymore.
I love this chapter because we get into the lore of Kendra, who has been a big name, but not someone that people really understand the background on. Now, we did an episode before we started the book officially where we talked about the backstory, and we gave a lot of info about Kendra there. So if you missed that, you're going to want to go back and listen. But she does finally get mentioned in the book here in chapter 5.
It took about 70 pages, but we got to Kendra. Kendra did play a role, and we're seeing why this book is dedicated to her. She's one of the 2 people that this book is dedicated to.
She's the only real person.
Yes, the only non-catfish entity that this book is dedicated to for all of her hard work and responsibilities throughout.
So according to the catfish, what happened was these online trolls start reaching out to Kendra now. So they were originally messaging Robin. Now they start reaching out to Kendra because she ran a Facebook group about polygamy and the show. This was like a fan group, but Robin, I guess, didn't want to be the mod for it. So instead she had her friend Kendra do it.
Right. Okay. Yes. And Kendra is like in the loop, in the know. She's got her finger to the pulse of what the Sister Wives fans are clamoring for online and what they're talking about. So that's what becomes apparent here is where now the catfish is sniffing around because it's like, there's people in here that are interested in what I'm doing.
Yes.
I think that's the big draw.
What are they saying?
Yeah. What's going on in here? I need to see.
Curiosity
and I need to know.
got the catfish, if you will.
Okay. Yes.
So a mysterious entity joins this Facebook group and starts talking about how they know Sam. So Kendra takes the bait and messages them and asks, what do you know about Sam? I've been paying attention to these messages that have been going on Twitter. I want to know all the deets. Give me the tea.
Very concerning. Yes. And I need to know the details here. And this is the person that I guess that Kendra had alluded to in that YouTube interview. One of those.
Yeah. So there's a 2-part interview on YouTube that Kendra did with a private investigator. And in one of them, she talks about how...
That's the video one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, with the terrible audio.
There's video with terrible audio, and then there's an audio one with terrible audio. So this is
video.
This is the video one with terrible audio. They all have terrible audio.
She said that the person who joined the group used the name Chelsea Dawn, and that's who she was communicating with, or thought she was communicating with. But now she's come to believe it was none other than the catfish themselves.
Right. Probably Jackie in general there. Maybe she should have gone with Breaking Dawn. That would have been an attractive name. That would have gotten some attention there right out the gate.
From someone in the group.
From somebody in the group, maybe, who's keeping an eye on things. Or at least telling Kendra, hey, let me know if anything good pops up. Maybe? Maybe?
Yeah. Bella Swan. Should have gone with some names that Robin's familiar with.
Yeah.
Draw her attention right to it.
Yeah, definitely. It would stand out for sure. So through this initial conversation that takes place, this is Kendra who's DMing Chelsea, allegedly. And Chelsea gives up the information of Lindsay being close to Sam. And here's Lindsay's cell phone number. You should get in contact with Lindsay.
Who is really the catfish.
Who is also, yeah, so if we're putting the puzzle pieces together here, a lot of them are in Jackie's bucket there. Mm-hmm. And so that is what leads with this conversation. Now you know that Kendra's out for information. So the catfish is already talking directly to Kendra, gearing her up for these other experiences and these other interactions with the other versions of the catfish personalities that they're going to interact with. And that's why it always looks like Lindsay's 3 steps ahead. She already knows what you're asking her about, even if you're trying to play coy, because
she's been talking to you as multiple people.
She already knows what your intention is coming into this conversation.
Mm-hmm. Now, the interesting thing about Kendra, too, is not only does she run this Facebook group, but apparently she was super aggressive towards anybody who said anything negative about the Brown family.
Very defensive. Yeah. Protective.
So she's definitely out here trying to figure out if somebody's starting rumors or if Mary really is up to something that she shouldn't be doing, that's ultimately going to make the rest of the family look bad.
Okay.
So I think that's her motivation in getting involved with all of this.
Right. And then Lindsay's motivation for getting involved in this, aside from the clout and the online attention that this is going to garner, that's just an added benefit. It's an unspoken, nice to have.
And a number of new victims that this Facebook group opened back up to her because she felt the need to mention that there were around 5,000 people in the group at the time that she joined.
But who's counting? Who's keeping track? Not me. So Lindsay is getting involved because she's upset that Sam is... all these rumors about Sam getting involved with a married woman who's a polygamist and a TLC show. This is going to be bad for business. This does not reflect well of the high-statured businessman that we know Sam to be.
Yeah, so until now, we've thought that Sam's businesses were completely self-funded since he came from money anyway. But we're finding out that Lindsay was like his... didn't he say like his main investor or sole investor? But then later on, he goes to tell us he has other investors.
He doesn't have investors, is what he said at one point.
But now
doesn't have.
But he said that Lindsay is an investor.
Oh,
a business partner and investor.
I think she was the what was it? Investment partner is what he referred to her as. But then he also said that they don't have investors because then he just takes the money that is from his businesses. This just sounded like somebody who doesn't have businesses trying to explain how businesses make money. That's what it sounded like.
Well,
to me.
I like how he's like, I'm an ethical CEO.
Right. I don't take the big bonuses and these blank check things for like the board of directors and all these things. We don't do that stuff around here.
No, my favorite part was how he went into how they don't have elaborate corporate parties or anything like that. They just have like a sheet cake. And that's how they celebrate as a group.
Yeah, we do pizza parties for morale boost. Okay, that's what we do around
So
here.
maybe he is actually a traditional CEO.
That did line up, okay? Like that made it feel a little bit more real given the time. But as soon as it was like, oh yeah, what I do is I take money from the businesses that are doing well, and then I invest them into the businesses that aren't doing well to make them do better. And I just kind of fold that in. I just fold it in, and then it just kind of, the money, and then there's more money. But you just fold it in as part of, in the construction. And then I'm constructing.
Yeah, where did construction become part of this?
I thought it was investment.
Yeah.
That was what it was. That's what the whole website was about.
Why is he buying so many supplements from Mary's MLM? I thought that was part of it too.
Yeah, if we're talking about diversifying your portfolio, the supplement orders from Mary's MLMs, not at the top of the list as far as what we were talking about for
I'm so curious to know, like, did the catfish actually ever go through with ordering anything, or did they just talk about ordering stuff and it never happened?
It seemed like there was just a lot of discussion about what they were going to do with large sums of money, and then offering things up to Mary where then she was like, oh, I could never accept that.
Like, did someone in Vegas just open their door one day to thousands of dollars of Live Green juice on their front porch?
Just went to some address. Yeah. In the development nearby, Mary, and she was just like, well, that's where that went. We're just going to chalk that one up as a loss, I suppose. That'll go in the minus column for this one.
Because Lindsay knows this affair is happening.
Right. She's well aware of it, and she knows it could be bad for business. So that's why she's like, you should probably keep this on the DL. And also she gets very protective of any of these questions that are popping up, people who are talking about it in these Facebook groups. Lindsay's quick to stomp it out pretty much aggressively. Like, she's very aggressive in the behavior as well. I was seeing this as like, Lindsay is the manic form of the catfish. The descriptors that were given here is like an unhinged sort of, it was described as Sam as her entire life is built around drinking beer, gambling, trying new restaurants, traveling, and trying to figure out the remote.
I think that you're right. I'm not sure how trying to figure out the remote gets incorporated into all of this.
One of those things is not like the others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that that's a great theory, that's when the catfish kind of can't control themselves anymore, that they go into the Lindsay personality.
Yeah. Becomes very abrasive, very impulsive,
Threatening.
very threatening
Towards other people.
Not having a lot of impulse control, not having, those sorts of responses to things that are measured, I suppose.
And I guess in her free time, while things are going well, she's taking Mary to Cirque du Soleil.
Okay. This part got me. All right. Because, well, first of all, Cirque du Soleil, which we've talked about Cirque du Soleil before.
Cirque du
on the
Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil, as it's known to Carly. Cirque du Soleil.
Mm-hmm.
But Sam, who is fluent in French, we learned this chapter from living in France, in Paris.
Mm-hmm. During his military training.
For
1 year.
1 year. And then goes back for at least 1 week every year as part of, that's what businessmen do. I have to check on the businesses.
That's what extremely rich people do, is go to Paris for 1 week.
1 week a year, just to check on the businesses, see how they're doing, give a little bonjour, and then hightail it out of there. But the way that Sam wrote it in the book was Cirque du Soleil, D-E, not D-U, which is the French way. So this is what's destroying my brain. Did you not?
You caught that?
I caught this because I was thinking of Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
Of
course I didn't catch the spelling error.
Right. Yeah. Seems like no one has. But yeah, in the same exact chapter where you're going to brag about being fluent in French, which I don't know how Mary didn't say, prove that. Okay, order something in French. Do something. Speak fluently in French.
Write me a love letter in French. I would love that.
Yeah.
No, too easy for the catfish. We need them to speak.
Yeah.
Right?
If you're going to say.
Google it. We'll Google translate a letter.
Even that would be all gook, like messed up stuff of just jumbles of translated Google Translate stuff.
Mary
Like that's
won't
not going
know.
to. Well, she won't know, but like it wouldn't take much. So that's what I'm saying is to say that to claim. I don't think this is anything that. Do you think that Sam was claiming this at this time and Mary just went with that? Or do you think this is something that Sam is throwing in as an extra detail for the book?
Yeah, it could be like the tiger tat.
Yeah, like this isn't. No, he did bring up the tiger tats to Mary because she left voicemails about that.
Mary knew that he was getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
I don't know if we had the whole story about the whole back being
placement.
tattooed
Okay.
and now there's one spot remaining and it's going to be this tiger that I have no story for.
Maybe it's a French tiger. Could be. I don't know. I don't know the backstory.
Is there a famous French tiger?
The only thing that's coming to mind is Siegfried and Roy. So, Siegfried and Roy?
I think we need to stop.
Do you remember?
With the animal facts that are not true.
Well, that's not really an animal fact. Siegfried and Roy, that's not the tigers.
No,
Those
I know.
are the guys. Yeah.
I know they're the guys.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's
and
not an animal
I
fact.
recall what happened to one of them.
Yeah, it wasn't great. But I mean, if you're working with tigers for that long in your life, it's bound to happen. Yeah, at some point.
Ask Joe Exotic.
Yeah. That's just how it goes. That's just part of the job.
Is he still waiting on his pardon?
I think so.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, he's still holding out. But okay, so they went to go see O. They did not go see I already forgot the name of it. What was the one that we went and saw? The burlesque one.
I thought it was this because I thought,
no, this is the water one.
That's got to be suggestive.
You thought that Mary was showing Lindsay her O face? Is that what you were thinking?
I automatically assumed it was the burlesque one.
It started with a Z. It's not Zootopia, but that's what's coming to mind.
It's pretty close. Because when you said it, I was like, no, we didn't see that.
That was it. That was the one.
Let me tell you, there was nothing scarier than realizing they were pulling people up onto the stage.
Oh, not in our area, though.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I was like, are we far enough back?
We were like right behind the area where they were pulling people up.
It was too close for comfort for me personally.
Okay. Yeah.
don't ever sit in the front at a Cirque du Soleil show.
Cirque du Soleil.
I know.
Not Cirque de Soleil. Olay.
Olay. Ask Sam. Maybe we get some clarification.
Okay, great. No, okay. So what is Lindsay's reasoning here? She is the enforcer. She's taking Mary to Cirque du Soleil shows. She is keeping Mary
She's
happy.
managing all of the
Investments.
Live Green Juice orders.
Yes.
And then she's shutting down the catfish. Or I'm sure she's shutting down the trolls who are coming for the catfish.
Yes. Okay, great. And Sam, he's just not one to do all of this. He's a very private guy. He likes to keep to himself. He's very insular. The complete opposite of Lindsay. Lindsay, who's so boisterous and loud and outgoing and says what's on her mind.
I wonder if that's why the Lindsay character scares people so much.
Is it's like such a extreme opposite of Sam.
And then when you start to catch on that like maybe this is the same person, it's extra disturbing.
Well, it's like unhinged.
Yeah, because it's the polar opposite of who you think you've been speaking to the whole time.
Right. Yeah. But instead it's just like everything that the Sam character bottles up comes blasting out as Lindsay at some point is kind of what it's seeming like here. This is where Sam's struggling with like Mary's celebrity though, because it's like, how are we going to live this life where we are together and, you know, Mary's left Cody and it's all this fallout and it's this whole big scandal, even though nobody's talking about it. There's no articles that are being written at this time or anything. It's just like speculative questioning that's happening.
It's fans of the show who are paying attention to what Mary's saying online. Like that's about as big as it's gotten at this point.
Yeah, like it's not completely out of control everywhere you look and turn sort of a thing. Like this isn't what's going on.
But he's acting like this is going to ruin his entire business because his business partners are Catholics.
Okay, a lot of his business associates are Catholic. And so being caught in an affair would ruin him. And we know, you know, an affair with Catholic, like, yeah, the Catholic...
Are we saying the Catholic Church is a stranger to scandals themselves?
That's what I was going to say. They uphold themselves to, especially at this time, right around, you know, mid 2010s. A
very high standard.
Very high standard at this point in time. So
I'm also so puzzled. How does Sam know all of these Catholic people? He's from Texas, right? I mean,
I don't know where
I'm making a generalization, right? I know there's Catholics all over the world. But within the United States, a lot of them are concentrated on one particular coast.
Yeah.
And it's not the spot that Sam is from.
No. So maybe he met a lot of Catholic people when he was living in France as part of his military training.
Oh, you think he was stationed at Notre Dame?
Perhaps, yeah. He was a bell ringer there. It was a very complicated time, though. Yeah, very difficult. Doesn't like to speak on it very much.
A dark time.
A dark time, if you will. Yeah.
This man was into tarot cards. Haven't we heard about that? The tarot cards, the psychic readings. That doesn't really track for me.
No? Oh, that's...
With the Catholicism.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that's tying in more with the hunchback theory that we're just discussing here. The Notre Dame. with the Esmeralda and, you know, yes, sorts of...
I know what you're alluding
interactions, to. Yeah. And the festivals and whatnots. Those sorts of things.
I feel like we've gone so off track.
Are we?
I don't know.
I feel like we found something else just now. Yeah, we're dialing in. I think we're just getting warmed up.
It just feels like every time that Sam brings up being Catholic, it's just shoehorned into the story.
Or just religious in general.
Yeah.
So, like, it wasn't directly tied to a specific Orthodox or, you know, like, Catholicism seems to be more recently brought up, specifically in this chapter, but I don't remember anything else. It was just like theology, general theology was a big
The
interest.
story's evolved.
Yeah, it's
as
changing.
the chapters have gone on.
It's shifting. It's taking new forms now, right before our eyes here a little bit. I guess is what's happening.
So this is where things really get good because Lindsay hacks into Kendra's Facebook group because she's mad that Kendra got her phone number from somebody, the Chelsea Dawn person in the group. And so this is how she gets back at her, is to hack into her Facebook account, go into the Sister Wives page that she's running, and delete any posts about Sam, remove certain people from the group who I guess are either saying negative things or being too vocal about Sam, and then she threatens Kendra.
This is where Mary learns the power of a blocking people. And this becomes very important where you have to read.
She never forgot that.
You have to read the rules of the group. Otherwise, you will be banned immediately. Yes.
Include your bin number or you're out of here.
Your bin number is very, very important. How do you think Lindsay hacked? Because that term is thrown around and it's used very loosely.
Yeah.
How do you think she hacked into this Facebook group?
You know, this is one of the stories from Kendra that I'm not sure I totally believe. I don't know if, because I've always questioned if Kendra was involved with the catfish, like in cahoots,
Right.
versus somebody who was also manipulated by the catfish or a victim of them by extension.
Tricked by another alias who then tied back to some of those main
Mhm.
characters that we've met.
So I kind of wonder, like, did the hacking ever really even happen? Was it Kendra who voluntarily went and deleted stuff and then blamed it on the catfish?
Did Kendra make one of the catfish aliases an admin on the page because they'd been in there for so long and they were so active in the group or something like that? Like, was this something that was the group that the catfish had access to Mary through, and so it was just kind of part of that whole process? Did they just guess that it was, Kendra's mom's maiden name and the birth date or something? Like, did they just punch something in?
It could have been a bad password.
Could have been a bad password.
I also don't put it past this person to send people links that then allow them to access their accounts.
Yeah, or if it was something like somebody tried to get into your account, like a fake alert sort of a thing, and then if you click into that and then you go to log in and then it's,
Yeah.
saving that down or whatever.
I mean, this person does this professionally.
Yeah, well, and constantly.
And constantly.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that over time you would evolve your technical skills to the point that you could get into people's accounts because knowing information is important as a catfish.
Yeah, or I mean, when Kendra was DMing them, like Kendra could have given Chelsea their phone number, and then they could have used that information of like, oh, I need to recover my password, whatever.
Who knows?
Any of that stuff.
I think it's possible
Yeah.
that they got into the account. Yeah.
So, I mean,
I think it shows how desperate the catfish is getting at this point because here's my theory. I don't think the catfish has gotten what they wanted from Mary yet.
mm-hmm.
And that is why they are so desperately trying to keep this under wraps. They're upset that people are talking about this and maybe
You're spoiling it. Yeah,
Yes.
you're spoiling the ending.
I think they're worried that Mary might find out that people are talking about it and then she'll stop talking to him.
Right, back away. And it's going to be, kind of cutting things off here too. So yeah, it's not reaching the point where the catfish is trying to sort of finish their masterpiece, as it were,
Mhm.
and make
It
sure
just
that the story
smells of
gets out there.
desperation to me.
A little bit, yeah. And like, not this part didn't seem planned either, of like,
No.
oh, Kendra, like this is a
Kendra was a surprise.
wrench, in the plan here that we have to kind of iron out the details as we go along a
Mhm.
little bit. But yeah, we'll iron out some of those details in a minute here once we get back from the break, because Kendra starts calling and texting Lindsay and it gets a little messy.
We're back. And things are about to get a whole lot more stupider.
A whole lot more stupider.
All right, so I don't understand now. The catfish has gotten into Kendra's Facebook group. So
Yes.
supposedly they've hacked into this account and done all kinds of stuff to the Facebook page that she was running. Kendra then starts calling the phone number that she has for Lindsay to confront her about this.
The interesting part here, too, being that Sam knew that Kendra had waited a few days to call Lindsay because Kendra was afraid of Lindsay.
Yeah.
Well, that was an interesting little tidbit.
That's okay. So that's also what I was like, well, why would she even call at all?
Well, that
If
and
you're
like,
afraid of this person and they've already done something to you,
yeah.
why would you then further engage with them?
Well, and it just ties back to like that Chelsea person was probably the catfish too. That was
Yeah.
probably Jackie, who was as part of this and is all these personas. And Chelsea, as the character, warned Kendra, like, be careful of Lindsay. Like, she's scary. And if she gets upset, there's stuff that happens. Bad things happen. And you don't want to find out what that means. And so Kendra was avoiding calling because the catfish knew that the Chelsea character had told Kendra to call Lindsay, and she wasn't calling Lindsay. So that was frustrating. That was annoying because that wasn't working to plan either. They wanted Kendra to reach out to Lindsay. So I think that was the other part of it too, is there's this...
You're not following the breadcrumbs that I left for you.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, I'm setting this up in a specific way. So that way you call me. Now you reach out to me about this. I can't call you and start spilling all this information. You need to call and ask me stuff.
I think it's possible that Kendra didn't know who hacked her Facebook page at this point.
Yeah. Or know that it was hacked necessarily either. If they're just deleting posts and going through
Unless somebody says you deleted my post.
Yeah, and then she's looking into it, she might not fully understand what's happening at this point, or that there's been a breach in any way.
Also, like, interesting to just delete things from the group rather than just delete the group altogether.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be a pretty easy way to ensure that nobody continues to talk about this? Would be just delete the Facebook page?
If you have admin access, yeah.
She could have done that.
Could have been a way to do that. But then you cut off your supply. And we don't want to do that.
No.
Yeah, this is just
I
getting
think she
good.
had multiple profiles in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that seems like the most logical.
I think it's
train of
even
thought
possible that the catfish was in there posting some of the rumors about what Mary was saying online.
I think that's
drawing attention to it.
A whole other part of it, yeah, is that this conversation that starts getting drummed up, and then, you know, this can get out of control really quick, and then they're looking at it that way. It seems like it could be something that Sam or the catfish is kind of fabricating on their own.
Okay, another theory as we're thinking through this. So the catfish didn't understand what this Facebook group was or who was involved with it, because they end up getting mad at Mary at one point and think that Mary is aware of the Facebook group and she's not.
Right.
So maybe when they originally joined the group, they thought it was just like a fan group for the show. And then they realized that Robin is somehow involved with it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where it's like, uh-oh, the things that are getting said in here might get directly back to Mary.
It's very close. Yeah, this is closely related to the family, and that becomes a concern here. Lindsay and Kendra, they do eventually, I guess you could say, talk. They're yelling. They're arguing. They just constantly fight on the phone via text and through calling each other constantly. So I don't know how the catfish has all this time to be texting Mary, calling Mary all the time.
That's why Mary's calls are always going to voicemail.
Always going to voicemail because you're yelling at Kendra on the other line. Yeah, like that's what's going on here. Like it's making more sense why there's so many voicemails.
We're not in a board meeting.
No, we're not unavailable
Board
here
meeting.
for that.
Wink, wink.
It's just, I thought that interesting details here too, because this is the The other time it got confusing where it was like, oh yeah, I was in the Paris casino. I was in Paris. Not Paris, France. I was in the Paris casino in Las Vegas.
Oh.
And that was where we had phone call. But I was
Can I tell you,
France.
I thought they meant Paris, Texas.
Paris, Texas would be another option as well.
Just made an assumption.
Allegedly, that's where Lindsay says that this took place. Their first phone call argument back and forth where Lindsay told Kendra that she was going to shove her Facebook group up her backside if she didn't stop posting and asking questions about Sam. And I'm just laughing because it made me think of What We Do in the Shadows when there's a whole thing of his wife's backside he keeps talking about. So yeah, that's what it made me think of.
Okay.
It's different. That's a different thing.
This causes Sam to start asking Mary questions about who Kendra is. And Mary's like, what? Why are you asking about Kendra?
Who's Kendra? Yeah,
Kendra's like Robin's friend,
I don't
but why do you care about who she is?
She's been on the show, so I'm interested. I've gained interest now because she has camera time. She's getting some screen time, and I'm not. Mm-hmm. And I'm upset.
This turns into such a big deal that Sam is threatening to break up with Mary over the fact that Kendra could let the cat out of the bag. The catfish out of the bag.
The catfish out of the bag. Because, yeah, this is going to ruin everything. And it's going to cost me my business with all of my Catholic associates. So this is a big deal breaker.
Who aren't investors, just to be clear.
Not investors. Business associates. It's different. That's different. Sam was very concerned about losing his family, his friends, and his businesses. Didn't he talk about how he doesn't have family?
Correct.
Like 2 chapters ago?
Right. That's why this was such a great arrangement, because Mary would still be able to spend time with the family after she left because he didn't have any family that they would spend holidays with.
Yeah, and that it was like, because we made the joke that he was a Disney character because everyone in his family was dead.
Or
so it was just...
is the family Mary and these fictitious children that they've been dreaming up?
Yeah, I don't know. But
I'm going to lose my family.
To just allude to, I was going to lose my family, my friends and businesses, but it was seeming like I was going to lose my family because of this secret getting out, not because the relationship would be ending. So that seemed strange. It's almost like we had written 3 different versions of a backstory, and then we landed on, or we went edited and tweaked a few different things, but then we forgot what we left in, forgot what we left out, didn't really get all the continuity lined up. It's just kind of whatever sounds good for this part that gets me the most sympathy.
Yeah.
And I was at risk of losing everything at this point.
What's the person on a film set who makes sure that continuity is happening?
Script supervisor.
The script supervisor. That's what I feel like reading this book.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're just marking stuff up with the red pen, and we're like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't track. This doesn't make a lick of sense.
I do think that's who I would be if I worked in the movies.
In the industry, in the biz, as they say. It's something to consider, I suppose. It's a good time. It's basically like being an editor on set, and you just get to say, did we get good takes of this stuff? Did the director like these things? You have to remember, what did the director like? Yeah.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Well, yeah.
I'm just looking for holes in the plot.
Well, that would be different. That would be like in the writing stages then, if you're trying to do stuff like that.
I belong in the writing room.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
With the catfish.
Yeah, and the snacks. We need craft services.
The snacks, yes.
We need snacks. Definitely.
So the catfish is very, very upset about all this. And Mary's also really confused because she's denying that she knows anything about what Kendra's been doing. She doesn't even know about this Facebook group.
Well, here's the confusing part, because Sam is like throwing it in Mary's face of, you lied to me. You withheld this information. You didn't tell me that you were so closely aligned with Kendra. Kendra has your phone number in her phone and stuff, and she's running this Facebook group. And Mary's like, I don't know who has my phone number. I didn't give my phone number to Kendra.
Yeah.
Somebody else did.
And I didn't know that I needed to give you all the contacts in my phone so that you could like approve or not approve of them.
Or like, I didn't know that I'm supposed to know everybody that you want to know about. Either, like, what? This is a weird level.
It was like, why did you divulge this information to me about this person who I never knew about or spoke about before? And you don't think about on a daily basis.
Yeah. I didn't have a reason to bring that up. Yeah. Like, didn't come to mind.
They also claim that Lindsay met Mary for some really weird conversation at a park to talk about this, and that the whole thing was recorded, but conveniently that recording no longer exists.
Yeah, it was erased after the fact because there was nothing salacious enough to be included as part of that. It wasn't good enough to go onto the blog, so I just deleted it. I think that's what that came down to.
Yeah?
Yeah, nothing good enough.
I don't think it happened.
Yeah, she probably didn't do it. Met at a park? You met at a baseball park near Mary's house where she just talked about Sam
And Kendra.
Yeah.
Who she doesn't know.
Not really. It was just all of the confusion. You hear it on the June 2nd voicemail from Mary where she's like, I didn't know that this was something that I needed to divulge. I didn't realize that there was this.
Well, she's also like, I told you everything that I know. I don't know what else you want from me.
Yeah. So there's still the punishment that's being doled out here is that then Sam is withdrawing from the relationship and Mary's now trying to win him back.
Uh-huh.
And so that's what the pursuit then begins. And that's how this continues here.
Lindsay hacks the Facebook account again and then shows Mary all kinds of stuff from the page because was Mary blocked from it?
Again, Mary learns the power of the block.
I mean, she definitely wasn't in there because she didn't know what was being posted in it. My favorite part is that Robin had been hosting or like contributing to family Q&A sessions where people thought they were submitting questions to the Brown family and they were getting answered. They were getting answered from Robin via Kendra.
Right. Yeah. So Kendra was taking the questions from the fans from the Facebook group and then bringing them to Robin. And Robin was answering them unilaterally without letting anybody else in the family know that she was answering these questions, given the inside scoop. And then that was what was being published. So it was like, whoa, okay, this is interesting.
Okay, how do we go from that Robin to shy, pretty Robin who doesn't read anything that anyone writes online about the show?
The moral compass of the entire Brown family.
Yeah.
For the 25 years before she even entered the family. Yeah, like this is an interesting dilemma now that we're facing. But the fact that Lindsay was going into the account, she has admin access. So she's just printing off a whole bunch of stuff. She's sending screenshots.
She's looking at the private messages that Kendra and Robin have been sending back and forth to each other.
At one point it said that they had access to Kendra's email too, where then there was like direct messages of Robin telling her to like, hey, keep an eye on this stuff. And so is this being drummed up because they know that we want Robin to be the villain on the show? Or like, are they playing into it after the fact?
They're very complimentary of Robin and everywhere else they mention her in the book.
Right.
And how supportive she is as a sister wife, what a good friend she is to Mary. So that doesn't really track with the rest of the way they portray Robin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to differentiate between what's the stuff that's drummed up here. Because again, having access to Kendra's email and the admin stuff, that seems like a stretch unless Kendra just straight up
don't use the same password.
Handed out the logins. Or if you just go and try that same information on another site, then bingo, now you have access to this. So yeah, that could be a problem. That could definitely be a very real thing here if it's linked up.
Now Mary knows about the Facebook group. So she goes back to Robin and kind of confronts her about everything that's been going on and the fact that there's people saying Mary's having an affair or having a inappropriate interaction with this guy online and how he's just her friend. So can you have Kendra delete any of those posts that are suggesting that that's an inappropriate relationship? Because it kind of looks bad for me.
Right.
And Sam doesn't like it.
Well, mostly Sam doesn't like it. Yeah. Is the primary reason for that. And so it's just, keep an eye on things moving forward. Kendra's going to moderate around some of that more sensitive information here, and we'll just kind of see how that plays out here. But the rumors just keep going, though, at this point.
Now people are aware, and they're seeing the things that Mary's posting on Twitter, and they're kind of connecting the dots. But Kendra has a lot of this information being compiled in one place for her. So she's really starting to see the pieces come together, or at least she's seeing the pieces come together that the catfish wants her to see come together.
Right.
Because this is where she generates her theory that Mary is involved in an affair with a real person named Sam, and that she is going to leave the family. And she starts pushing this theory to Robin.
Yes, so this is when Kendra came to Vegas for a visit. And so while she was there, her and Mary met up for a conversation. And depending on who you ask, because Kendra's version of events and Mary's version of events of what they're telling Sam's pointing out the differences here. Where when he asked Mary about how did that conversation go with Kendra, and Mary was basically talking about how, I gave her the brush off. I told her that we're just friends. We're Twitter friends. That's what Twitter friends do. And that, no, there's nothing inappropriate. And that was it. So we're just staying with that. We did talk about you a little bit, but it wasn't anything too crazy. Now, when the catfish is talking to Kendra and getting Kendra's side of the story, Kendra's like, I ain't no dummy. Because, when I'm talking to Mary and she mentions Sam's name, her face lights up. She gets all googly-eyed. She can't contain her excitement over this.
She's talking about him nonstop. She's like a teenager.
Yeah.
A teenager in lust.
Infatuated.
Yes.
And so then Kendra's also pointing out, she mentioned a few times in that conversation, it's okay if you leave Cody, if you want to find happiness and go do your own thing, Mary. Like, go do that.
Go get your groove back, Mary.
Or something.
Robin will be okay if you leave.
Robin will be fine. Yeah, for the most part. I think she'll be okay. We'll get through it, basically. But it was just Kendra's assessment of it was very clearly different, where Mary was like, I don't think she suspects a thing. And then it's like Kendra knew exactly what Mary was talking about. Everything that she was alluding to was leaving Cody and leaving the family, and I'm going to run away with this dream guy that I've met.
This is the conversation where Kendra said in that interview on YouTube that she mentioned to Mary, Robin tells me everything. Like, it's okay. You can tell me, you can confide in me about what's going on because Robin tells me everything.
Right. Which that's great. That's good to know. Good to find out this way, too.
I wonder if these two were upset where it was like, I thought I was closer to someone in the family. And now I find out I've got competition and there's this other person out here who's making headway on another Brown family member, getting all of the info.
Yeah, it's a real Saltburn sort of situation here that's happening. They're getting very upset. I
thought I was moving into the cul-de-sac next.
I was waiting for my invite. I have the passcode to the gate. Does Kendra have that? I don't know. I don't think so. We exchanged gate
that was
codes.
Creepy.
That was a certain level of intimacy that we weren't prepared for this chapter here.
Another thing dropped in this book so that it continues to scare them.
Yes.
To know that I know the code to get into the gate. So if you think that you're safe behind that fence in the cul-de-sac.
Doesn't take much to get in there either.
No,
Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Plus, they don't live there anymore also. So that's another disclaimer for that.
Well, it did take a long time.
It took a while. It did take a while. Yeah, absolutely. Something else that's taken a while. Mary, in this whole process of trying to leave Cody, She is slowly but surely getting all those pieces of the puzzle aligned.
Yeah, so I guess people are starting to catch on that something's going on. So that kind of lights a fire under Mary's ass to start figuring out how she's going to get out of this relationship.
There's people like asking me directly now of like, am I leaving Cody? What's my plan? What's this? What's that? But also I'm getting some validation on it where it's like, it's not a terrible idea. So now it's starting to sound good, a little bit more appealing now, more obtainable.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll start cleaning out the house a little bit.
Maybe.
Getting ready to move.
I'll pack some stuff up. I'll take all of Cody's books, put them in a box.
That sounds familiar.
That sounds like Christine's same process that she went through.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing.
This happened to this man twice, where a woman packed his books up and was like, come take your stuff.
Get it out of here.
I don't want your belongings anymore.
If I leave this for you to do, it's never going to get done. It's never going to happen. So I've already placed them all in the box. Just pick it up and walk out the door. Okay? It's already done. That's the plan here.
That happens. And then she changes her voicemail message. So it used to say, you've missed or, you're trying to reach Mary Brown. She changes it just to Mary.
Just Mary.
Because she doesn't want the catfish to have to call and hear Mary Brown anymore.
Yeah. Drops the Brown, basically. She's just trying it out. Testing it out. See how it is.
Think Cody even realized?
No, he doesn't call. No. He's not picking up that
He
phone.
knows his books got thrown out of the house. Not sure if he's aware about the voicemail thing.
But yeah, the shock. The look on Cody's face. He was very surprised at the book thing. So I don't know how long it took him to realize that she had just said Mary on the voicemail thing. We weren't there for that reaction. We didn't get to find out, unfortunately.
And then she starts trying to remove him from different financial accounts and bills that they have together. And that's where things kind of go wrong, because it turns out you need the other person to be aware of the fact that you're removing them from a bank account or trying to take them off your mortgage.
Little things like that.
So
yes.
She couldn't do that secretly.
Right. There was a bank account that Mary and Cody and Leon, they all had access to. It was like their family account, and trying to shut that down, trying to get Cody's name off of it. I guess, could this just be seen? We kind of talked about this as well. Could this just be viewed as Mary had just gone through the legal divorce? So, like, is this just an extension of that? Or, like, if you did have a legal divorce, couldn't you take that in as your documentation and your proof of, like, hey, I'm not married to this person anymore. They need to be removed from this account.
Yeah, but if you have money in an account, you can't just take somebody off of it without them.
Right.
Yeah. And the mortgage is an even bigger deal.
Yeah.
I do wonder, like, this is also the time period where Robin's trying to get the kids adopted. Mm-hmm. So are they also maybe trying to remove Cody from things? Like, maybe this isn't a secretive thing that Mary's doing, even though that's the way the catfish is presenting it.
Yeah.
Are these steps they're taking to make it look like Cody is a monogamous man with Robin?
For the adoption process stuff. Yeah, like, because then that's a benefit where it's Mary still trying to get some brownie points and some brownie batter maybe for, like, her selflessness throughout this entire process. And that's all seen as very positive stuff. But then it's also winning her favor with the catfish, because it looks like she's kind of scrubbing Cody from her entire life here in favor of her relationship with Sam.
Well, and we know Cody was overjoyed when Christine took his name off of her house when they were living in Flagstaff.
Yeah, that was perfect. Perfect timing for him. And it was such a great idea. He was really on board with it. Mm-hmm. Now we know that Christine got the idea from the catfish book here of selling the house for $1. What?
The catfish's plan is that we'll just have Mary pay the house off with money that Sam is going to give her pay the house off.
From the several successful businesses, none of the investors, just businesses.
And then Mary is going to sell the house to Leon for $1 so that Leon will still have the house in the cul-de-sac. And it stays a family possession so that they can't argue about, proceeds from the house or the fact that that's a family asset.
Okay.
which is how Christine ended up with her house in Flagstaff.
That was what happened.
Cody sold it to her for the $10, something like that.
Something like that. So, how much of the series now has been crafted and built around all of the drama that's accumulated from this book and the catfishing? How much of this show is just catfish that we know of now?
A hefty majority.
This is a big chunk now
Yeah.
that we can attribute to, and especially a lot of the later drama in the seasons that we see as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that.
So since you need the other person's approval to do all these things, that's where progress halts for Meri, because she's not going to talk to Cody about doing that.
Yeah, no. And it was basically like Sam was kind of pestering Meri on, hey, are you making progress on this stuff? And it was things where Sam kind of knew that it wasn't going to happen. He just kind of left Meri to her own devices to take care of that stuff. Mostly because Sam was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I think it was probably the bigger realization as part of that. Plus, Sam's got a lot going on. Sam's a busy bee over there doing a lot of stuff in 1 week.
It took him 7 days, 1 week, to buy a new house, get it cleaned professionally from top to bottom, buy Meri a brand new car because hers has broken air conditioning and she'd like a new car. He puts that in the garage. And then he opens a bank account for her with $50,000 in it.
Just drop some cash in there too. That's the plan. Yeah, that's how we're going to win her over. This is just the temporary house.
You think if Meri had a ripcord like that to pull,
she'd be out of there.
Yeah, that's why I don't think this happened.
So. Yeah, this didn't happen.
She would have been gone.
Yeah. If all that stuff was lined up and done deal and ready to go, waiting for her, I think she would have took you up on that offer.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in time, definitely.
Also, they're going to live in this house, or Meri's going to live in the house, right? Because that was the catch, was that Meri would move out of the cul-de-sac, but would not move into Sam's house because that would make Leon uncomfortable.
Right.
So she's going to live in this house that the catfish bought for her. And then by Thanksgiving, they're going to move to Chicago together.
Yeah, it's like, we'll just both live in this gated community that's 5 minutes away from your old house. And then we're going to move to Chicago. How much of the Chicago planning that was going on was related to, because Leon was probably applying for grad school at that time. And then it was like, that is eventually where Leon ends up for school. And so it was just like, do you think it was just related to that because Meri was probably talking about what Leon was excited for or applying for, and it just kind of like gave like a big
you
picture?
You can still be near your kid.
Yeah.
Because I have a place in Chicago.
Of course, right. It's Paris's sister city.
True fact, it is.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's true. That's a real thing. But, okay, let's talk about the screenshots.
Yeah.
The text screenshots
We're
that
just
are
upping the page count of this book at this point.
Irrefutable evidence based on the catfish's own testimony here to convince us, the reader, that this is exactly the exchange that took place between Sam and Meri at this time that proved all of these things that Sam is claiming in this very chapter. What I saw with my eyes in this, specifically the pages with the screenshots, was a cell phone screen where someone who was saved as a contact that says Meri was texting back and forth to Sam. That doesn't prove that that was Mary's phone. That doesn't prove that that was the phone number, her number of what that was going on. Plus, you could spoof that with just, you can make any sorts of alterations. There were websites at the time where you could make text exchanges and type in whatever you wanted and it would pop up like that.
Some of them weren't even full screenshots of the phone.
No.
It was like
the speech
half
bubbles.
of the page, just the speech bubbles.
That was it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, none of this is good enough to be considered evidence
No.
towards any of these claims.
Also, the texts weren't even that interesting because it was trying to back up all of this stuff that they were just talking about. So it'd be like, hey, while we're away this week, can you move your stuff or move all this stuff to my house or somewhere else? And Mary's like, what stuff? LOL.
All my stuff?
All my stuff? LOL.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of stuff. LOL. LOL is like 50% of the texts.
That's a lot. Yeah. It's a hefty majority. We've covered this a couple times.
Just wasn't that interesting.
Wasn't. So, I mean,
because I know a lot of you feel like, well, we're not reading the book to you. So like you're missing the compelling stuff.
No, it's bullshit.
It's not.
It's all bullshit. Yeah. Most of it is just completely fabricated.
And it's out of context too.
Yes.
And they're made up.
Yeah. So
But
then
it's not
the
even
stuff-
anything salacious.
No, the things that get inferred from the text messages where then they just say, and that proves this thing that I just claimed earlier. No, it doesn't. So that's the thing that I struggle with on this is just because you're telling me here's a screenshot of this text communication. No, I'm not buying it. I'm not taking that at face value. There's a bunch of other stuff in the book that you can speak to of what your experience was or what those interactions were. Could those things have happened? Sure. I believe pieces, parts, little bits of it here and there. But for the most part, I'm not just taking stuff at face value, and there's nothing that's compelling to prove to me that that is what that exchange looked like, especially when you're heavily distorting a lot of that stuff to connect back to things that you were already claiming and said, here's what I'm pulling out of context to prove my point.
All right. You know, the catfish is making a lot of stuff up, but I will say they're dialed in on Cody because Mary is trying to sell this dream that at some point Cody will get over the fact that Mary has left him and he'll probably like befriend Sam and everything will be great. And Sam is like, no, I'm really expecting that Cody will take it as an embarrassment to his public persona and probably make Mary's life a living hell. Which sounds eerily similar to what happened with Christine.
At least for the first few years. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he'll get over it on his own terms. And then you might be okay. I don't know about friends, though, because then that's the point that we're at now. Basically where we left off in season 20 is where it's like, can Cody and Christine and David be friends?
It's not really working out.
I don't care. Also, I don't care if they can be friends.
I mean, could he be friends with the catfish? That would have been interesting.
Yeah,
Could he be friends with a multi-millionaire who's significantly taller and better looking than him?
If Sam
was a real
person, could Cody befriend that catfish?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think he would be he wouldn't be feeling very alpha male.
No, I don't think
room.
they'd be at the racetrack together.
No, he'd leave that helmet on and he'd wear his lifts and his shoes. He'd be feeling very sensitive.
My thoughts on this next section are that this is blown out of proportion because I searched and searched and searched to see if there was any article that still exists from like a tabloid about Mary talking to Sam online from June 2015.
Did you check notbatmanyet.com? You didn't check there? No. I liked that plug in the text messages too.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh, yeah. Made sure to drop the whole link of what the website is or the Facebook page or whatever it was that Sam was plugging out there. And it was just like, oh, my God, here we go. Yeah, here's another one. Another one for the road. Just chalk it up.
What I think happened is there are online forums and there were some people who were documenting what was going on with the Brown family at the time. Not specifically Mary, just generally updates that they were posting online in between seasons and stuff. And I think that's where all of this starts to come out a little bit more because from what I could see, what is publicly known that becomes a big deal doesn't happen until like September when the catfish themselves starts leaking information about the affair with Mary.
Right. Yeah, it's not any point in the summer, June, July, not around that time frame. So it doesn't really match up with what we've been able to look up. So I don't know what it is that was very upsetting. Or again, if the timeline's just getting shuffled around, these are different fights that are happening at different times that they're moving.
Could be all fictional.
Yeah, it's all made up.
As well, because what Sam's most upset about is that he's gotten doxxed essentially by these trolls.
Allegedly, yeah.
And that they call his business line and leave like 50 voicemails. And his secretary has to spend her entire morning going through all of them.
It's embarrassing, yeah. That she's hearing all this banana
And then
talk.
she's like, what is this about?
I don't know.
Your Catholic business associates are not going to approve of this.
Yeah. The Vatican's on the other line. They're waiting to speak to you right now. They're very upset.
You might be excommunicated.
Excommunicate? Oh, no.
Just like King Henry VIII.
Oh, well, and then is he fluent in Italian too then? If he's doing so much work with the Vatican? Perhaps. Maybe. We'll have to check in. Did he spend a year living there?
Don't give him ideas.
Let's ramp this up.
This will be another part of the story.
We're going Catfish the Euro tour. That's
Yeah.
what we're looking to do. That'll be a whole other
We're doing
book.
exorcisms for the Vatican now.
Oh, yeah, that could be fun. You can get a whole season of, what was that? Paranormal Witness. Yeah.
Starring
Paranormal
Sam
Witness.
Cooper.
Yeah, with Catfish. Undertones, I suppose, would be the real concern.
There's a voicemail from June 9th where Mary is crying and apologizing about this, that essentially like the story about the two of them got leaked. And Mary's upset because this should have been handled, but it wasn't.
Well, she
Right?
was assuring Sam that, like,
I took care of it.
I got it. It's not going to publish. It's not going anywhere.
Right. And then he took it as she lied to him. That she said, don't worry about it. I think what he means is, don't worry about Kendra.
Okay.
And then this kept evolving. This Facebook group kept talking about what was going on. And it is now spilled over beyond this private Facebook group
Yeah. Okay.
into some other online forums and stuff.
Right. Yeah. The word's getting out. Word's getting around here. And so this is where Mary and Sam are like, okay, deletion pact. That's what we're doing. We're going to scrub our phones.
Start getting rid of all the evidence.
all the texts, all the screenshots. So I don't know.
Except for all the ones that I included in this book and on notbatmanyet.com.
Yeah. They're over on the blog, of course. So pretty convenient. Even though wasn't that something that was alluded to of like, oh, there's an explanation of why I still have all these voicemails though. Because it was like,
Hasn't been revealed
hasn't
yet.
been revealed yet, but that was alluded to. It was like a teaser in the first part of the book, the intro chapter there, where it was like, oh yeah, I did delete all the stuff, except all the stuff that I published.
They also block Kendra. That's like
They do
another
agree to
pact
do
that they make.
Yes.
Is that
And-
where Robin comes into the story? Because you know how Robin was giving information to Kendra?
Well, now that well is dried up. So what are you going to do? with
Is it
the-
dry up? Or is this
If
where...
Kendra's blocked, she doesn't. Yeah, if she's not able to keep an eye on Mary and Sam's online activities.
But
now?
has this swapped now, where Kendra was providing information to Robin about what she was seeing online. And now Robin is having to provide information to Kendra about what she's witnessing in person because Kendra no longer has access to what's happening online.
Interesting.
Although, like, they are publicly tweeting to each other, so if you block Kendra on Twitter, she could just make another account. You didn't even need to log into Twitter at the time to read what people had posted
Kendra
publicly.
only has one username, one email, one password for everything. So she doesn't know how to make a new account.
Do you think that's been proven at this point?
That is a fact, as based on the information that's provided in this chapter alone. I think we can safely assume Kendra's not making any new accounts.
Now people are too on to them, so they were going to plan this romantic 1-week trip to Paris where the catfish was going to take care of some business stuff and Mary was going to come along.
Très bien. Yeah.
But,
Voila!
but now
Bonsoir!
Mary is not going to be allowed to come anymore because it's too risky for them to be seen in public. They thought, Europe.
Nobody watches Sister Wives in France. What? In Paris?
No one will recognize us.
Oh, I'll wear a shawl and some large sunglasses.
A shawl.
Yeah.
A beret.
A babushka. Perhaps. Well, Sam could wear a beret. Yeah, that'd be good. Oh,
So
and
she
Mary
lost
could,
her
too.
ticket to Paris.
The smaller the hat on Mary, the better.
She's
So,
the
yeah.
girl who never got to go to Paris.
Mary in Paris, that would be like a prequel to Emily in Paris, right? Or like a spin-off series with a kookier vibe going on about it, where she just laughs and laughs at herself the entire time. A lot of self-deprecating humor in that version.
Let's get Mary a travel show.
I've lost interest already. I will be completely honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you about that. All right, stay tuned. After the break, we're taking a quick break here, but we've got more therapy drama. Family therapy from Janelle, Christine, Robin. They're having another Mary confrontation. What is it? Confronting Mary session at therapy. So stay tuned.
This is an interesting therapy session with Nancy because there's no Cody. And it's kind of like an ambush on Mary because she gets there
An intervention?
An intervention.
It's like an intervention.
Mm-hmm. And they confront her about why she's been so quiet and distant.
Look, Mary, we told you we've been filming a show called Sister Wives, which is a documentary series about a polygamous family. Unfortunately, that's not why we were filming.
Could you spell your name for the camera, please?
Mary? Murray. Did she do that right?
Let's not get into the debate again
come on.
about Mary, and Mary.
It's Mary. And that's all you need to know.
Mary.
And Murray.
Mary.
And Murray.
Murray Brown.
Murray Brown.
Murray Caroline Brown.
Yes. The heaviness in the room that happened. You know, the weight, the tension, the dark cloud, the thanks for noticing.
We're all kind of tired of it.
Are we? Are we? I'm not tired of it. I think Janelle and Christine,
The sister wives, they're tired
sister
of
wives
it.
are tired of it.
Yeah, they want her to get over that.
And they're like, Nancy, how do we fix this? And Nancy was like, let's do an intervention. Why not? I don't know. I'm out
I
of
charge
ideas.
double for interventions.
I'm out of ideas at this point, and I'm willing to try anything if you guys are.
Mary fesses up in this therapy session that her marriage with Cody's over and she's really unhappy and she just wants to leave.
I don't plan on fixing the relationship with Cody. It's not good. It's pretty much past the point, irreconcilable differences. That's what we're at.
We're already kind of just divorced.
We did, yeah.
We're part of the way there.
The legal, it was a paperwork shuffle, but, I tried it on. Feels good. I like it. I think I'm going to go forward. Yeah, move forward with that. I'll subscribe.
I want to pull that ripcord.
Yeah, I'm ready to commit to single life Mary in Paris. That's what I'm going for.
Isn't this crazy? Like, if you were one of these sister wives and you have a suspicion that Mary's been carrying on an affair and she comes into this therapy session and is like, look, I'm not happy with Cody. I don't want to do this anymore. You wouldn't say, does it have anything to do with the entity known as Sam Cooper online who you've been speaking to?
No. Robin was very quiet during this therapy session is what comes to light here. That's what Mary told Sam, allegedly, as part of this experience, which I believe because Robin she did tend to clam up quite a bit in most of the family therapy sessions, whether cameras were there or not, I suppose. So that wasn't too far out of the ordinary. I could see that being a possibility where Robin was very quiet because if she's not speaking, she's listening. She's listening. She's picking up on everything. She's remembering all of this stuff so that she can go tell Cody afterwards.
Yeah, when these stories come from Mary to Sam, I do tend to believe them because the other thing that he says is that Christine suggested they could go get their nails done for a girl's day. And like maybe that would fix how Meri was feeling.
Has it helped you, Christine? Has it helped you with your alcoholism? That is why we're here. We're here for your intervention today.
I think we could all make doctor's appointments and ask for some painkillers. And then we'll
swap
go get
scripts. Swap docs.
Swap scripts. And then we'll all get our nails done.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds fun, doesn't it? That sounds like a hoot. It sounds like a riot.
Let's go doctor shopping together.
And then, yeah, we'll see where the night takes us, I suppose, after that. See, this is a chapter that needed to be in Christine's book. Yeah. Wasn't. Why? Why wasn't this part of this?
The darkest time in the family, and we just forgot to mention it?
To just fact check some of the stuff. Because, like, if this was spot on, let us know. Please.
Well, you know, Meri's working on her own book.
She keeps teasing it, and it's not. I don't think it's going to be a real thing. I don't see it happening.
I wish she would give us the response to this book.
Yeah.
I would devour that.
Almost Coopered? Or hanging with Mr. Cooper? What is it?
Never hung out with Mr. Cooper.
I can't say the other ones. No. Can't say the other ones. That's okay. So now when Meri's telling Sam all of this stuff that happened at therapy, which is a HIPAA violation, she's, divulging all this information, and basically she's just waiting for the time when Cody's going to show up, because after saying all this stuff, somebody's going to tell Cody what happened. Somebody's going to let this guy know that, like, hey, Meri's talking about leaving. It's a big problem.
She's just waiting for Robin to do her job.
She meant Robin. Mm-hmm. Robin is the one, especially when she's being quiet, because she's going to go tell Cody.
So the clock starts ticking, and it's ticking, and it's ticking, and it's ticking, because it takes him a couple of days to finally come around and start asking some questions.
He's pretty busy. Yeah. He's out there
see
going.
Where he can pencil her in.
He's trying to wet the pencil. And yeah, so he has to swing by. But yeah, it took several days for this to actually take place.
Wasn't a lot of urgency there, which was pretty telling.
Yeah, I think that should let you know, or at least make you feel confident in your decision, or, no regrets sort of situation here, as far as, like, that's what's happening. It didn't seem to have as much of an impact on this guy.
No, and when he finally comes over, his biggest question is, well, what's going to happen with the show?
What about the show? What are we going to do about that? I don't know. I guess we'll figure something out.
Which he also asked Christine, didn't he?
I think so.
Where he was like, well, if you leave, you're still going to be on the show, right?
Still going to film? Or, yeah, how are we doing that? So that seems to be Cody's top priority. He's admitted that on camera multiple times, that his only fear in life is
poverty.
That's it. That's the only thing this man fears.
And Meri going to Paris.
Well, Meri in Paris, that does sound like a scary, enthralling, sort of riveting tale.
Meri still thinks she's going, because she's like, look, this is my plan. I'm going to go away on a trip for a week, and then when I come back, I'll tell Leon what's happening. Yeah,
so we'll keep this under wraps here. And then I'm going to run off with my boyfriend. Didn't really say that whole part. But, like, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to Paris with my online Twitter boyfriend. And we are going to film season 1 of Meri in Paris. And we're going to get lost.
And I'm going to move in my mansion down the street.
Yeah.
I'll be back for the rest of my stuff.
After I spend a week getting lost in the gardens of Versailles. And we'll just be banging it out. And just, yeah, that's the goal here. I got to get my head right. I got to get in the right headspace before I'm going to go tell Leon that they were right about this entire summer, pretty much. Yeah, it's going to be a tough combo.
So she calls Sam at the last minute. It's like a day before he's supposed to leave on this trip. And was like, I want to come with you.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Well, the trip's canceled, actually. I'm just going to send my Catholic business associate.
I'll send the bishop instead. The cardinal?
Why don't you head up to Utah and I'll follow you there?
I'll meet you in the next best thing. We can't go to Paris, France. I'll meet you in Utah.
In Lehigh.
In Lehigh.
At your old house.
Yes, because the views, the vistas are beautiful up in Utah.
He doesn't even get a hotel?
Well, none of this happened. So we've drifted off into the fictional part of this chapter, which is just like completely the telenovela.
Yeah. Where we're adding insult to injury, where she's just told Cody that she's going to leave him, and now they're going to go have sex in their old house.
Oh, okay. That was the power trip? That was the move here?
Oh, yeah.
Weren't there other family members living in that house?
Correct.
It wasn't just vacant where you could just go show up with a Twitter boyfriend and bang it out for a week.
Maybe one of the apartments was vacant because they go to Christine's. They stay in the basement.
The basement wife?
Mm-hmm.
Terrible.
There's no way Mary would stay in Christine's quarters.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. That's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't buy that for a second.
That's the first thing that tells me something's off about this.
Not gonna happen.
Also, he's trying to make it sound like he knows something more than we know about the house by saying it had a secret back entrance.
A back entrance?
It's like the side entrance down from the... We know.
We know. We've seen the show. We watch more than you. Don't try and say that you DVR and you catch up on the weekends, you filthy casual. Get out of here. What's going on?
So that's what they do. They have sex like 4 times a night.
Oh, so we've upped it.
Yeah.
It's not just 2 or 3 times a night. It got to 4.
We're still recovering from heart surgery.
Yeah.
And the back tat is pretty fresh.
But, yeah, I mean, as for that, it's
a very loud bird outside.
Loud bird out there. Got very upset. Thought it was funny, though.
It was laughing at us.
The back tat?
It thought what we said was funny.
Oh, yeah, it's hilarious. This is riveting stuff that's going on here, guys. This is all we're all about it right now.
I can't wait for you to find out what happens in the next chapter.
In the stabbing cabin?
What?
Yeah, it took her a second.
Oh.
You thought I was talking about murder tarp date.
There's another injury.
No.
There's another injury for Sam.
No. Another injury?
Another medical.
Oh, it's not the leukemia still?
No,
Okay.
it's not. It's not.
Maybe we'll build to that. Maybe we'll get there. I don't know. Don't know. There's so many ailments that we've rotated through. I forget about them.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes back where then somebody refreshes your memory of like, oh, did they have leukemia when you were talking to them?
See,
oh, yeah.
This is where Sam's not getting things past me because I have health anxiety.
Okay,
and
yeah.
every single one of these things that you've claimed to have had, now I need to go and research them thoroughly,
Right.
to ensure that I know the signs and symptoms so that they do not happen to me.
Right. Yeah, you got to get scoped. You got to get checked.
So you can't be putting things past me.
No.
Because I'm going to have a lot of questions when you tell me something's going on.
Right. Yeah. That's why this worked out. You know, it all worked out in the end, didn't it? Kind of.
There are 2 voicemails now that we get into from June 25th and June 27th.
Was that with this?
Yeah,
Okay.
you scrolled past it.
Okay, there we go.
Where this is the one where Mary's like, hey, I'm driving through the mountains. Originally, we thought this is when they went to Disney.
Okay, yeah.
Because then there's a second one where Mary says she's waiting at the amphitheater. But according to the Catfish's timeline, this lines up with this trip to Utah where they stay in Lehigh.
Okay. Does that make sense? Is there
No,
an amphitheater?
that's why I'm pointing it out.
Amphitheater and
Tell us, is there an amphitheater near
driving
Lehigh?
through the mountains, though? That makes sense. Yeah, you could definitely do that in Utah.
Yeah.
So that's not too far fetched, I don't think. But the amphitheater? Yeah. I don't know what that would be.
I don't know, but I think what
reference.
it proves, if this does actually align with this whole story about Utah, is that it doesn't seem like Sam was ever there.
Yeah, it seems like
Like we spent the whole weekend together, and it was like a honeymoon for us.
yeah.
Just day and night going at it. Away from everyone else, a break from filming the show.
Well, they weren't filming at the time anyway, were they? They usually
they
did.
were.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Because this is the time where
summers?
Robin's getting the kids adopted
Oh, right.
in June.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And,
Yeah.
Mary's announcing her pregnancy to the
Mary would
family.
be clawing at the back tat, hanging onto that tiger for dear life is what it sounded like. Got the tiger by the tail. Didn't like that. Never mind. Cut that. We'll cut that out.
There are another 2 voicemails. These ones, don't bother listening to the other 2 I just mentioned. I told you everything that was in them. They're like 20 seconds long, if that. These next 2 start a fight. So everything was going really well between Mary and the catfish.
According to Sam.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And then we get these voicemails from June 30th. There are 2 of them. They happen in close succession at like almost 8 o'clock in the morning. And this is the one where Mary compares the catfish to Cody and says a lot of embarrassing stuff about Cody.
Yes.
And the
more
reason,
inference, too.
Yeah.
Like a lot more of like the inference of where Sam's saying, see, she's admitting to all these things, that we had sex, that we did this stuff. Just because Mary says, what I want with you is something deeper and stronger and more passionate. It's what we have. We have something more passionate than I've ever felt. And you know that. That doesn't say in her own words, we've had sex.
Right. This is the best sex in my life.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to claim that sentence said.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the direct equating to this proves my earlier claim. No, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I have a big problem with.
Also, did the catfish bait Mary into saying that?
Right.
What was the comparison point that caused them to get into an argument, and then Sam hangs the phone up, and then Mary has to chase him with the voicemails again. The second one is a much longer message, and this is just part of it. Guess what? If I were to compare you, you win on all counts. You win on all fucking levels. Now I'm pissed. You don't think that you beat out?
What? Excuse me?
I'm just reading what the catfish wrote.
No. If I were to... Okay, hold on. You don't think that... You don't think that I think that you beat out?
Okay. We need commas in there. You don't think that I think that you're taller?
Do you think that I know that you think? I think that you know what I'm thinking. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
You're better looking. Very much better looking, by the way. Kinder, sweeter. You care about me. You want me.
June got some explaining to do.
So this is the one that's super embarrassing to Cody because she's like,
well, damaging
you're better.
The fragile ego of Cody Wynn Brown, unfortunately.
Which, of course, the catfish knows because they've designed a profile of a human being who is better than Cody on all levels.
The exact opposite.
So thank
Cody
you
Brown.
for observing the very hard work that I've put into creating Sam Cooper.
Nailed it. Yes. This is exactly by design, and that was the plan all along.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're right about there at this point.
He's like really proud of these voicemails too in this chapter.
Those are the treasures. Yeah, those are the trophies from this point in time.
Because she got married to trash Cody. And then also, these are the voicemails that get leaked eventually when their relationship comes out in like the fall. And he claims that this changed people's minds about him being a catfish.
This was the one that was like convincing people that Mary was actually in a relationship with this guy, Sam, and they were banging it out, and she was planning on leaving Cody for this romantic escape with this guy.
Do you guys feel like that?
Did you feel like that was I think it was
I think it's entertaining because we all like to hear negative things said about Cody.
Well, that, and then also, like, it was interesting to hear that was Mary leaving that voicemail, saying those things about Cody. It was very telling because it was in direct opposition to what had been filmed for the past, 9 seasons at that point.
Yes. And then for her to come out eventually and say, like, I was never planning to leave the family for this person, that doesn't really track as true.
No.
When you're very clearly saying they're the better of these 2 options that you have essentially,
Yes.
and that you want to be with them.
Yeah, so that's where I struggle with Mary's entire stance on the catfishing And where that was is she has removed all of her culpability from this scenario and said, basically, oh, I was tricked. I was tricked into this.
Why didn't she just come out and say, yeah, I mean, this person was selling me a dream that didn't exist.
Sounded good. Sounded good on paper.
Mm-hmm.
A little too good to be true.
They observed everything they possibly could. They took data points from watching me on TV, tracking me online, seeing what things made me unhappy, what things I was missing in my relationship. And then they told me that they were going to provide all of those things to me.
They were going to fill all those voids.
All those voids.
Every single one of them. Yeah.
And she was ready and willing.
All the ones you can think of and more. Yeah, probably.
Well, that's the end of this chapter.
Oh, okay.
Chapter 5.
Chapter 5 concluded.
Next week, there's more hot stuff coming in the month of July.
Oh, didn't like that. Yeah.
Sam has another health crisis.
Oh.
Turns out he broke his foot a couple months ago.
A few months before. What?
I don't know if that happened before the cardiac event.
No, before he met Mary?
There wasn't clarification on that.
A few months before.
Before when? We don't know.
Before when? Where?
Before he started talking to Mary, but then that's also debatable because he said he started talking to Mary a few months before he started talking to Mary in March.
And you've been banging her on one foot this whole time?
All I know was I think it interferes with his marathon training.
Okay.
His heart condition does not.
Yeah, and the heart condition is actually, his doctor was like, you should exercise more. More strenuous stuff. Absolutely.
He gives Mary a self-help worksheet to complete about Janelle.
Is it mediocre down? Is this mediocre down? Is it the journal that they get?
He includes the worksheet. And
we can fill it out?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to fill it out.
So we're going to do that.
Okay, good. Yeah.
And then the Duggar scandal breaks.
Oh, no.
And they find out
Whoa. Now I feel kind of responsible. Like, if this is lining up. No, I'm just saying, like.
Lining up with what?
There's another Duggar scandal that's breaking right now.
Yeah, there is.
So this is like.
So who knows, guys? Season 21, we might get season 22 of Sister Wives because that's what happens in this year, 2015, is they're told, go on a family vacation because we need to extend the next season a little longer.
Oh.
Because we got to fill some time slot that's going to be open. So now Mary's got to film more for the show when she's trying to get out of filming the show.
Oh, man. Every time she thinks she's out, they pull her back in with banana picks.
The banana picks are in the next chapter.
It's happening. It's happening, you guys. Oh, no.
If you're enjoying what you're listening, please leave us a review for Surviving Sister Wives. If you can, share the podcast somewhere with other Sister Wives fans if you can find them.
In a Facebook group that Kendra's moderating or something. Maybe not. Maybe not there.
And check out our Patreon if you want more content, because we're covering all kinds of stuff over on our other podcast, Surviving Reality. You can get it all in one place on Patreon, plus bonus content.
Yeah, we're jumping in. Oh, we got 7 Little Johnsons over there. And welcome to Platteville is back this week, so you don't want to miss it.
Yeah, it's like narcissistic mom marathon over on Surviving Reality.
That's what's going on. It's Toxic Family, season of Toxic Families. That's what's happening. Yes.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.